Hello there, and you're welcome to Introduction to HTML. So today I'll be taking you through the basic structure of HTML and then direct you to the basic structure of CSS, which is in another video. But first, let's start off. First, you want to create a folder. How do you create a folder? You can create it manually and then open the folder using the open folder option, which is what you find here. When you click on open, it pops up your screen and then you select the folder which you have created. In this case, I've selected HTML lesson intro and then open. Here am I in the folder. For you to be sure that you're in the right folder, you can see in your command line. Command line is a place where you interact with your system. You can do almost everything on the command line. I'll tell you basic things that you need to know how to do using the command line. And there are 1, how to make folder, 2, how to create new files, and also how to use the command line to open a code folder. I'll start from the last. Wherever you are, if you want to start coding, for instance, you want to start coding inside the folder HTML /lesson intro, you just need to type this and this, and then it will take you exactly where I am right now. But then I'm already there. But what I want to do next, I'm in a folder. I want to create a file, and I want my file to be called index.html. So I would say touch index.html and click enter. That file is created. You see it right here. It's been created, index.html. Alright, so now I can then click on this. Now I'm inside my index.html file. For me to introduce this code structure, since I'm using VS Code, you'll find the link on how to download one in the description. I'll click on the exclamation mark, and you see I can see a preview of what it looks like. So for you to bring it in, just click on it or press enter. There you go. Now you have your index.html file structure in place. How do you preview what you have? You download what they call HTML previewer, which I already have installed. And if you want to find out what that is, you can come here and say previewer, HTML preview, live HTML preview. Yes, this, but I think I'm using live preview. So right now we're just going to click this to show that's up. Now you see there's nothing here. Now I want to show you how to change your title. We change this document title to Introduction to HTML. Now you can see that taking effect already here. Alright, if you're able to do that, that's great. The next thing is to write your H1, which is H1, and then close the tag, and then you say
OA Tutors. Elevate your child's learning experience. Unlock your child's potential with personalized one-on-one lessons.
Alright, so let's type in our first visible header. Remember, we're in the body tag. The body tag, everything written there except for the inline CSS, the tag, the class, any other thing shows except for those things. For instance, this is a tag. H1 will not be displayed. That's why we can say it now. But within the H1 tag, let's type in our first text. Say this is heading 1. That's it. That is our first heading. Let's see what H2 will give us. I will say H2. Alright, just take that off. H2. And say this is heading 2. For uniformity, I'll just use that. You see that? And in an HTML, we have H1 to H6. You can see them all here. So we've done this, we've done H2. Now let's go to H3. And then we close it. So this is heading 3. Next will be what? H4. I would say this is heading 4. Does that make sense? And then you can just, rather than typing afresh, you can copy and just paste for 5, paste for 6. And under for 5, you can just change that to 5. It automatically picks the end of the tag and you pay for 6. And edit the content to reflect 5. And then the next one to reflect 6. That is how to write the headings. But then, let me ask you, what if you say H7, which is not part of the standard HTML heading skill? It will give you something entirely different. Let's go. You see that? That went back to normal. Just normal text. Just like when you're writing a paragraph and you say let's say paragraph B tag, let's say hello. See, that's just like a paragraph, and I write exactly the same. This is this is a paragraph. You see that there's no difference. So for instance, if I have to copy precise contents that we have up there and say this is heading 7, you say it's not different. So there's no H7. It just start from H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. So there's nothing like H7. I hope this sort of gives you a clear introduction to what HTML structure look like. And check the description below to have access to CSS on how you can start changing things. For instance, I'll just give you an idea on how you can change H1 here to change the color. For instance, we want to make that red, you can just say red. How do you do this? And what are the principles? Check the description below and click the link to lead you to the video. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next lesson.
OA Tutors. Elevate your child's learning experience. Unlock your child's potential with personalized one-on-one lessons